RJ. Okay, so I wanted you, this is for the viewers who asked about how I raise my puppies and some of the things I do, and more for maybe aspiring breeders. So this is the puppy whelping pen. And what I've done here, so I lay down this turf, but underneath it is a grid. You can use Duraslat, you can use Farm Tech. There's a lot of different things you can use. There's Mom and Willie over there. But I do this for a couple of reasons. Number one, for cleanliness. Let's talk about that first. When the puppies are born, this whelping box, this is an easy whelp system, and it's expandable, right? So you can put in the dividers. And when we start off, that whelping box is about 5 feet by 5 feet. So it takes up this whole back half. When the puppies start getting to where they can motor around, I then divide that puppy's whelping box. So I make the initial sleeping area where Mom is just a little bit shorter, and it gives hey, look at that. It gives the puppies an area to sleep and then climb out and play, but they can't access the rest of this area. Now, once we start them on solid food at about 4 weeks of age, then I open up this area a little bit more so the sleeping area gets smaller, but then this area takes up about 5 feet by 5 feet. And what begins to happen is, and the reason I built this way, is I'll take some of their puppy poop in the beginning and I put it on this side where they cannot access it, but they can smell it. And what that does is start teaching them to poop away from the whelping box. Okay. Then as they start become more and more with better motor skills, climbing in and out, and they're relying less and less on Mom. So right now these puppies are 6 weeks old. I've opened up the whole area, and I want you to see this. If I can zoom in here without the puppies. Okay, you see all that down there, right? It's about 6:30 this morning, and I came out to let them out. They're starting to poop down on this end. So what I've done, you can see right there, I put a little bit of their poop on the outside to encourage them to go down there. So keeping those puppies clean and healthy is imperative. Once they're at the point where their feet won't fall through the grid, I then begin to shorten up the turf. So I have one piece that is 7 feet long, 5 feet long, 4 feet long, 2 feet long. So eventually it's only about as wide as over there. And the puppies will come all the way across this grid and poop over there. So one thing I hear constantly, litter after litter, since I've been doing this, that is how easy the puppies are to potty train. Man, he's never had an accident in the house. He always goes to the grass. Well, now you know why. The second reason I do this, again, is in the health category. It keeps the puppy from being exposed to things on the ground, right? I live, like you're watching Willie right now. So Willie's got his eye on something. Now, when you're out here, and I live on the Shoshone-Bannock Indian Reservation. On this reservation where I live, I've had wolves out here. Yesterday we had a moose come down and actually cost me a vet bill with a horse because the moose scared the horse, the young yearling. Willie! So Willie will go check it out. RJ will stay close to the babies. But out here in the country, but it could be anywhere, there are things that get on the soil that I cannot control. So we might have a raccoon come through here. We might have a skunk come through here. We might have a coyote come through here, or a fox. And those wild animals sometimes will bring diseases. Well, I don't want to expose my puppy to those, and I don't want to expose these client puppies to any of that until they've built strong immunity. But I want them to be outside. So the third reason I have this, and you see I've put the wheels on it, is I want those puppies to experience the sunshine, being outside. Even when it's a little bit cold, I want them to know what the outside is like. So I can take this around. I can move it on the driveway. If I didn't have gravel, and sometimes the gravel's hard packed, I can move it out there. I can roll it down the sidewalk into the grass. Now, probably if I built this again, I would build it with a different tire or a different wheel setup to where it can easily go across the grass. But being outside, dogs are outside animals. And I've seen a dramatic increase in the puppies' attitudes and their overall strength, their ability to withstand stress by doing not only the ENS, we've talked about that, the early neurological stimulation, but by allowing them to be outside like this under control. Now you notice I put this tarp on it. Two reasons for that. It's a UV tarp, cuts down the sunshine. Like we're in August, late August now. So it can get, today it's supposed to be 90 degrees. But so it breaks the shade, but also, again, I live out in the country. I don't see them out hunting right now, but I have large hawks. I've seen a couple falcons out here. I am a half a mile from the Portneuf River. There's bald eagles along the river, and sometimes they'll fly over. So I do this to protect my puppies, but it gives them that chance to be outside, get that vitamin D from the sunshine, see what's going on, hear me when I'm working. The other day, my son and I were out here. We had the chainsaws going, we had drills going because we're putting up a new arena and some other stuff for the horses, and the puppies are within 20 feet of this thing. So it exposes them to all these sights and sounds and smells, but it keeps them safe and doesn't put them in a position where they're gonna pick up diseases from other wild animals. I have the Ring cameras on my doors, plus I have security cameras everywhere. I don't know if you can see it right. Where's that sucker at? Right there. And they have audio on them. And so I'll hear the coyotes out here at night. I'll hear the fox. We'll see the raccoons, that kind of stuff. You probably noticed this right here. So these are our captive breeding, racing, homing pigeons. And so I have probably about 80 young birds that we fly, that we use for training. And they come off these breeders. I got these two breeding pairs I got out of Belgium. I got one more breeding pair out of Belgium. And then bought these in the States here, the Black Eagle, the solid whites. These were some that my son trapped. And we noticed they were a breeding pair. We didn't want to separate them. So we put little zip ties on the legs to identify them. And we brought them in. Anyway, I let them come out in the sunshine also. So I keep them inside by the puppies, so the puppies can get the scent, but then I bring the birds out so they can have the sunshine, the vitamin D, and that kind of stuff. Probably wondering why there's black garbage bags behind this one. That's because this particular cage sits up against the wall, and occasionally those birds would poop and splatter bird poop on the wall. And what I have for these guys, again, if you want to start raising your own birds, is I built an outside flight pen. I can show that in another video. When I bring them out, and every few days I clean these crates out. I cleaned them yesterday and they're already dirty again. But what I do is I take the birds out, put them in their little flight area, let them fly around while I'm cleaning and changing water and all this other stuff. And so it gives them a chance to stretch their wings and have fun, and then put them back in there. And since they're all identified by leg bands, I know which pair goes to, or which group goes to which group, who their mates are. This young hen here, her mate died. We don't know why. Happens with birds. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got some ideas on what you can do to develop and raise stronger, healthier puppies.